All right, welcome back. So I was asked by quite a few of you to just go through what I'm playing, what's in the bag for this upcoming season, and I thought that this would be a good time to do a video. So pretty much the last 2 years I've been playing with Cobra equipment and it's been great. And this year I wanted to basically just try out a different brand, and towards the back end of 2021, I got in touch with the guys at Mizuno and they very kindly allowed me to come up to see them at Bearwood Lakes. And actually, I've got almost all Mizuno clubs in the bag right now. So I will take you through them and I'll start with the wedges. I have 3 wedges in play. The new T22 wedges in the raw finish, so a bit rusty, which is what I like because when it gets bright, playing in hotter climates, the wedges don't really glare, and that's what I like. So this is my 60, which has 10 degrees of bounce. However, it has been shaved a bit for a bit more toe and heel relief. I use this club a lot, so I like to just have a few more options when it comes to, the bounce. And this has a Nippon 125 wedge shaft in it. A bit different to my other shafts. It's just super soft, and because I use this club a lot, that's why I have this shaft in it. But yeah, a great wedge. They feel great, they look awesome. The other 2 wedges are a 50 and a 55. Well, technically a 54, but bent to 55. 7 degrees of bounce, 12 degrees of bounce. Pretty standard. Again, the raw finish in the T22. And yeah, these look great. I've used pretty much every brand in the past. Vokeys, TaylorMades, Cobra were great. These look awesome. However, the shaft in here is different to the lob wedge. I have the same shaft that I have in the rest of my irons, the Dynamic Gold S400 tour issues. Well, the irons are X100, but same profile kind of. So I guess in general with wedges, you want a bit more feel, right? Like there's no need for a super stiff shaft. So yeah, stiff S400s in these and a stiff shaft in my lob wedge. Moving up, throughout the bag, I have from pitching wedge to 4-iron, the new Mizuno 223s. Not the blade, not the chunky, bit in between. You know, they look really nice. They have quite a thin top line, so they don't look too different to the blades, actually, but of course, a bit more forgiveness. Sweet spot's a bit bigger. This just helps me with my launch, right? So the blades are like, and I've used blades a lot in the past, especially in college, but there's a bit of a mixture, right? You get the feel of a blade, almost the look of a blade, right? Top line's super thin, but the forgiveness of a cavity, and these are awesome. You know, I love them. I love every single one of these irons, even the 4-iron. I have struggled a bit with the 4-iron in the past, finding one that I like, but this is great. It feels like just as easy to hit as the 7, 8, and even the wedge. So yeah, great clubs. In this, I have the X100 Dynamic Gold Tour issue, so just a bit stiffer than my wedge shafts. These are standard length, by the way, 1.5 degrees flat, just because I like to see it starting a bit further right. Actually not going left, so I hit fades predominantly with mid-sized grips, okay? And the grips again, it's more of a feel, but you can argue that a mid-sized grip, or rather a larger grip, is harder to turn over, and essentially that's why I have them. I like to take out the left side of the course whenever I can. Moving on into the hybrid, I actually did get the Mizuno High Fly Fit. I'm just not quite used to it yet, and this is something that's been in my bag for years now, since 2017, I believe. It's just awesome. It's the old H2 head, set to, well, it's 17 degrees, but I think it's set maybe about 0.5 lower, so it's a bit like a weak 2-iron. Well, it plays like a strong 3-iron for me. So this has a Rogue, this is an old Aldila Rogue shaft, 85 grams, extra stiff, a bit shorter. All my woods are shortened a bit. Again, just for me, I like to prioritize strike and, dispersion, really. I'm not too concerned with distance. I think I have enough speed to be able to cut my shafts down a bit. And yeah, again, another mid-sized grip, but this is gonna be really hard to get out of my bag. I'm a bit limited with this club because I only really have a shot that goes dead straight. I can move it a bit. I can't really work it like I would be able to work that high fly, but this just feels so good. And yeah, I don't think this will be coming out the bag. So onto the 3-wood. Again, Mizuno, STZ. Or Z for the Americans, I don't really know. Yeah, so 15-degree head set to low. So again, that just opens it up a bit in an attempt for me to take out that left side. Gives it a bit of a lower launch. This is the Ventus Black 8X, so pretty sturdy shaft. I do struggle to turn this over a bit, however, that's pretty much what I want. And again, this is shortened ever so slightly. And yeah, these Mizuno woods this year are so good. I've reviewed it in a previous video. Yeah, they're just as long, if not longer, than their competitors, and they feel very soft, right? So just imagine the softness, if you will, of the irons. That's pretty much what you're feeling in the wood. Super soft and yeah, pretty forgiving, and they look great. They look awesome. So that 3-wood's working really well. Into the driver. I've played around with drivers, but yeah, at the moment, going with the STG. So I was using the STZ, equivalent of the 3-wood. However, it was spinning a bit much for me. So if you've watched videos in the past of mine, you know, or you would know that I struggle with, you know, keeping my spin down, keeping my launch down. So this STG head is a lot lower launch, a lot lower spin, and I have it on the low setting. So it's 9 now. I believe it's set to about 7.5 or 8. With the hazardous smoke shaft in it. So this is a very low launch, low spin shaft as well. So everything in this driver is geared towards kind of combating my miss, which is a high spin driver. I do have the weights positioned in the back. Because I've opened it up a bit, I found that it was just starting a bit right. So I've moved the weights towards the heel and back just to kind of balance that out really. This, I was playing with about a 1/2 inch longer. I played with it in Turkey and I won that Pro-Am, but I don't think I was very consistent off the tee with this. So I cut this down a 1/2 inch last week, and actually strike improved, dispersion improved. So yeah, this is an awesome driver. I think both the Mizuno drivers this season are really cool. They perform really well. The STZ I did like. It felt really easy to hit, but just for me, the launch conditions weren't optimal. This has been a really nice change. So that's the driver, yeah. Like I said, the Mizuno woods are awesome, and they're not any shorter than any other woods you would really find on the market. So for those of you looking for drivers, you don't want to spend, you know, your 500-600, I don't know what they are anymore. Mizuno would be a great option. In the bag for the putter, I've got my old trusty. So I've had this Scotty Cameron since I was 13, 26 now, so 13 years. And you know, I used this when I played for England. I used this to win maybe 6-7 events in the US. I do change from it from time to time, just because sometimes you need to look at something a bit different, but currently I'm back with it. Obviously it works. This is a 34-inch flat toe grip, pretty standard, you know, normal weights, 15 grams in the head. And this is the putter. So yeah, that was a real quick rundown of what's in my bag. I guess when it comes to essentials, guys, have a towel, have your alignment sticks. I'm a huge fan of these, just so that when you're practicing, you can maybe, you know, look at stuff like ball position, alignment, keep that the same every single time, even in warm-ups. Alignment's key. And then also have a brush, clean your clubs after every shot or every round. Protection from the sun, very important. You can probably hear it right now, but I've got a huge bag of tees. So yeah, don't be that guy who's always asking his playing partner for tees. Gets a bit annoying. What else have we got? Multiple pencils, essential. Spare Bushnell batteries, or you know, if you use Nikon or whatever other brands there are, keep spare batteries in your bag because you never know when they're going to run out. Okay, small brush if you want it for your pocket. Again, cleaning clubs is vital. A couple Sharpies to mark your ball. Rangefinder, you need to know how far you are from the pin, as well as knowing how far you hit it, but this is essential. A wrench, just in case you need to tweak stuff when you're traveling. Say for example, you want to knock some loft down if it's windy, or say if you go to somewhere with a bit higher altitude, you want a bit more spin on your driver. This is really key to carry around with you, okay? And finally, my golf ball. I, again, tested out some golf balls in a previous video. I'm sticking with the Pro V for now. I just found that when I was on the course, this gave me the best results, right? So whenever I'm gathering data indoors, it's not going to be entirely accurate, okay? So it's always best to go out on the course, even if you're being fit with a quad or a TrackMan, it doesn't really matter. But I've used both those machines, and I find often that what happened inside doesn't really translate to on the course, right? So whether you're trying a driver, irons, or balls, you know, take these numbers that you get indoors with a grain of salt, and ultimately you have to go out on the course and test if you can before you end up purchasing or changing anything. So yeah, that's what's in my bag. Pretty simple. The Mizuno clubs are great. I'd recommend them to really anybody who is looking for something new. Clearly, Mizuno irons have been great for a long time, but the woods this year are incredible. They're fast, they're soft, they're forgiving, they're adjustable. So yeah, that's what's in my bag. And until the next video, take care and happy golfing.